Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dragon's Lair. My name is Brent. Today we are going to be going over just some recent comics added to the collection. And for those of you who actually know me personally and those who don't know me, I was just going to let everybody know my mom did pass away last Tuesday, the 18th, I believe it was. Whatever day, November 17th, 18th, whatever day it was. But she did pass away last Tuesday. For those who couldn't make the viewing and funeral on Sunday, everything went awesome. She had dementia. This wasn't something that just caught us by surprise. It was something we were expecting for quite a while, as her health has just declined quite a bit over the years. But everything did go good for those of my friends that actually know me personally, that watched these videos and couldn't make it. Everything was awesome. Thanks for all the condolences and stuff like that. But anyways, we're gonna get right into this. These are just some recent books I've added to the collection. Some of them are actual books. A lot of this stuff I have already read, but we're going to get right into it. First up, we got The Last Ronin. Big old book. This was 25 bucks. Highly, highly recommend this book. I will not, share any details of it, but, as most people know, there's one turtle left, and he's out to avenge his brothers and stuff like that. Excellent read. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I don't want to show off too much, I guess. There are some, like in the back of the book, there is some cool art in the back of the book. I'll show some of that off. But if you got the money to go buy this book, I'd highly recommend you go buy this book. It is, an excellent, excellent book. Highly, highly recommend this. I got this, I think it's in like 4 or 5 chapters in the book. And I read the first couple one night, and then the next day I finished it. Such an amazing book. Absolutely loved it. Next up, we got a series. I think it's up around 20-some issues now. But I decided to try it out because, it's like a Transformer G.I. Joe crossover-ish, I guess you could say, but it's called Void Rivals. Okay, storyline is about two races that are basically the same. They've got like a different colored jewel in their head, and they're vital enemies. They're not allowed to show each other their faces, but like the higher ups know exactly that they know the truth about everything, and it's just a cover up to keep their people fighting so they can do whatever they're trying to do. But it's an okay series so far. I've only read the first 4 issues. I bought the first 4 to see how it is. That's issue 1. This is from Image Comics, I believe. Yeah, it's Image Comics. This is number 2. Number 3 with a kind of cool looking cover there. And of course, I absolutely love this cover here. This is issue number 4 with Shockwave on there. Very, very cool. Shockwave is also the name of a kind of Christianish hardcore band, Transformer band. So if you've never heard of Shockwave, go look up Shockwave. It's just a Transformer band. A couple guys mixed together from a couple other Christian bands. So it's kind of lumped into the Christian scene, although there's no real Christian message there. It's just they're a Transformer band, but they're all Christians. So definitely check out them if you like Shockwave. But anyways, get into it. I also picked up the series of Duke. If you don't know, I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan, so have been since I was a kid. And Image took over the G.I. Joe runs here a little while ago, and they started off, they've done Cobra Commander, they've done Destro, they did Scarlet, and this is the Duke series. So this is Duke number 1, which, this is pretty cool. Duke's kind of like AWOL in this. He goes AWOL, and, basically is nobody believed him when the enemy jet they were fighting against transformed and, killed his I think it was his co-pilot. Nobody believed him, so that's why he kind of just went AWOL and stuff like that. So, these are, a Transformers crossover. So it's basically, he's out to find out who knows what this robot was that killed his co-pilot. But very, very cool series. Absolutely love it. It is 5 comics in the series. Here's issue number 2. If you like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Here's number 3. Little Baroness on there for you Baroness lovers. number 4 with a reflection cover. You see the Baroness's reflection there in her knife. And the final issue, number 5. Very, very cool series. I actually enjoyed that series very, very much. Next up, I'm going to show off a little bit of this one, which I think this is a one-shot. So this is another G.I. Joe, but it's Cold Slither. If you've ever seen the cartoon with Cold Slither, it was basically they formed a rock band to hypnotize everybody into doing Cobra's wishes. It was led by Zartan and the Dreadnoks. Let's see if we got some. Which basically the comics, you know, it's going over their rise to fame and stuff like that. Here's a little shot of the Joes here in it. Yo Joe. Which if you watch that cartoon at the end, you know, like the Joes take over and they form the Average Joe band. And it's like, yeah, I like Cold Slither better. Of course, you got Zartan and the Dreadnoks there. Very, very cool. As of right now, this is just a one-shot, I believe. There's several different covers. But I'd kind of like to see them do a little series on that, maybe. But who knows? But this is from Image, if I didn't say that. You know, you got some cool stuff on the back, too. Cold Slither. And then, I don't want to get these out of order here, because I did get some. Sorry if this is a lot of G.I. Joe for you. So next up we got G.I. Joe number 12 from Image. This is the reboot line, where they started the whole series all over again. Back. And we also got number 13. Very, very cool series. This is actually a wraparound cover. I believe it's a wraparound. Yeah, definitely a wraparound. Dreadnoks are called in to come to, I believe it's Buzzer's rescue. I did read this. Here's the Dreadnoks coming in to help. Gotta love the Dreadnoks. I absolutely love Zartan and the Dreadnoks. So that is pretty cool. And then we also got number 321 as they're continuing the Real American Hero line, which was Marvel and then IDW, and then it's back to Image. Very, very cool series. I've actually been enjoying this. And this one is actually a silent issue, I believe, pretty much the whole thing. So it's basically with Don Marino and Snake Eyes, which the whole story with Don Marino is they implanted Snake Eyes like memory or whatever in her head, so she's got all the ninja skills like Snake Eyes. So she even kind of, you can see she kind of dresses like Snake Eyes, which I believe, I want to say, don't quote me on it, she's an ex-Cobra, the whole Cobra Force from Springfield, I want to say, don't quote me on it, I could be wrong, but you know, cool little shot of Snake Eyes there. Absolutely love that series too. And I actually picked up this die cut cover here. This is Transformers number 25 from the Image line. So they did G.I. Joe and they're doing Transformers, so I have not read this one yet, but that is a die cut. As you can kind of see, it's a die cut issue. Optimus Prime's head. Like I said, I have not read this one yet. I picked it up because it was the die cut. But I do think I'm going to go back and get all the Transformer line of this. Slowly but surely. They'll probably still charge me around $3 or $4 an issue, so it's not something I'm going to do all at once. And then we'll get into another book here. I haven't opened this book yet, but I got this at Ollie's for $10. This is Venom. Absolutely love that cover. I always say you can't go wrong with Venom, and you can't go wrong with the Venom cover. Same with Carnage. Like I said, Ollie's has got a lot of new books. They've done a lot of like the what ifs, stuff like that, just real thick books. So if you're into reading the books instead of the comics, I like both. I'd highly suggest that. And then I have a couple of yard sale scores here, which I had 3 of them, and I can't find where I put the one book. I actually took it to work and read it, and then I let my buddy John read it, and then I brought it home, and I don't know where I put it. So it's probably in one of my boxes here, so I'm just gonna, there's actually 3, but I've only got 2 I can show you in this video. Maybe if I find it, I'll put it in another video, but this was a yard sale score. This was $2 at a yard sale. This is Deadpool. It's a big old thick book. The complete collection by Daniel Way. I have not read this book yet. But, you know, very, very cool. Deadpool and Captain America going at it. I don't think I've read this series by him at all. So, I mean, pretty neat looking. Very, very cool. But for $2 at a yard sale, I can't complain. The other Deadpool book that I got that I can't find, the cover was actually kind of folded up over. I think I paid 50 cents for that. Something like that. Might have been a quarter. It was cheap because it was bent. Then I also got this Deadpool and Wolverine. This is a small little, I don't know what you'd call this kind of book, but it's just a small little book. Very, very cool. This was, I think, 50 cents or 75 cents. Very, very cool. I don't even know what the cover price is in it. $10. So I don't even know if they paid $10 for it. I wouldn't pay $10 for it. But pretty cool either way. I mean, come on. My man Wolverine there, Spider-Man. Very, very cool. And last but not least, this is the last thing I got, which I'm going to open this up right now. I got this at Target. I want to say it was Target, which I've in previous videos I did some G.I. Joe ones, I did some Transformer ones. They always come to the store and then they end up on clearance. I don't know, but this was only $5.09, was $16.99. But we're gonna open this up. I don't know if we have any Spawn fans in here. I know my friend Kevin's a big Spawn fan. I like Spawn. I remember when Todd McFarlane first brought it out back in the day. Because I am a McFarlane fanboy, so always have been, always will be. Oh, man. These things they put in there. Don't want you to steal it, I guess. As long as they don't damage the book. Books. There might be 2 books in here, I'm not sure. I think it's just 1 book. 1 book and some figurines, but for... It was just under $6 with tax, you know. I'm not going to complain. So, very, very cool. So this is... I don't know if this has an issue on it or issue number on it or not. I don't see one on the back. But anyways, this is a Spawn issue, whatever. Probably a reprint. I think they reprint them to put them in these. Very, very cool. Absolutely loving it. Which I don't have a lot of Spawn. I probably got about 20 issues of Spawn overall, maybe. But I do like Spawn. It's one I'd like to go and get all the issues to, but there's a lot of issues in Spawn, so. And there's also a bookmark in here. So we got a bookmark. I've got 2 of these bookmarks now. I got a Snake Eyes one too. So that is kind of cool. And then we got 2 little figures in here. Oh, man. Get a little bit of a live opening. So we'll show off the figures. Very, very cool figures. I do like figurines, so that is pretty cool. Sorry if it's a little dark and hard to see them. But that is it for my just a recent haul. I do have a lot of stuff. I got a lot of toy videos I can do. I also have a big box here where I bought a marketplace deal that was 100 comics. Ended up being, well, we threw some more in there because we wanted to get rid of them. And it was nothing great. It was just cheap comics, excuse me. But, you know, I figured, why not for 20 bucks? And they pretty much doubled the 100 comics to like 200 comics, or if not more than that, I don't know. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there are some videos coming up, and I've got like a big bag of Muscle Men for anybody that loves the Muscle Men. I'll be doing a video on them pretty soon, but that's all I got this time. You know, I hope you guys liked what you saw. You know, like, comment, subscribe. It's all cool. It's all good. Thanks for watching, guys.